Well, tell me something about him. You know anything at all about the composer?
He's Cuban.
Huh?
He's Cuban.
Cuban, that's right. And what about this piece? Do you know what it comes from? Was it just written as a single solo, or was it part of a larger group of pieces? And do you know anything about that?
It's from a larger group of pieces. I believe it's an opera.
I didn't understand your last word.
Oh, it's from a larger group of pieces.
Okay, it is the Andalucia suite. And there's a piece in there called Andalucia. And Gallerini, maybe even Magnani too, a lot of people made arrangements, of course, of this piece. But some people made arrangements of the Andalucia because it was a really famous piece for a while from a movie called The Breeze and I. And so that Andalucia suite with this Licona solo, the Malagueña, of course, that's how it got to be very popular. Do you know what the word Malagueña means?
It's from Malaga, which is a city in Spain.
I'm having a hard time hearing you, but
Come closer. It's a woman from a city in Spain called Malaga.
So, and you know that it's a dance routine, right? It's a flamenco dance. It's based on flamenco dance. And so you have a heavy 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And you know, they're dancing with their hands up in the air with castanets up here, yes. And even the women have heels that have some clicking on them. So when the men and the women are dancing, you can hear that strong 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Sometimes you hear 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But it's always that feeling. The Malagueña too, besides that dance influence there of the flamenco, it became so popular, the composer wrote Spanish words to that melody. Do you know where that melody starts? That song? You know where the song starts? Well, it's your left hand there, where your left hand comes in. Yeah. Did you know that there was a song to this piece?
Yes.
You did know that, okay. So that's one thing we always have to remember when we play the left hand, that we phrase like we would if you were singing it. So why don't you just for a moment, start just that left hand, right on that. I think it's a G sharp, is that right? Something like that, yeah. Start right there and just play the left hand and let me hear that solo as a song.
Okay.
Okay, that was better. That was better. Can you play it and play with some expression in it?
Okay.
Okay, do that again for me. 2, 3, now, go on. 1, 2, 3, come on. Good. Okay. So when you play that and you've got all this, that's just constant in the background, but you've got to bring out that have in the left hand, yes, and really sing. Okay, now let me hear your very first couple of measures of the piece. Okay, always remember, let them fall. And then you come in right hand and you have several measures of this, right? Several measures. And each time that has to grow, grow, grow until you finally get to that, and then that run. beginning now for me. Ready? About 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. One. And go. Here are the runs. Go. Let me hear them.
Okay.
Okay. Let's do those. And do you have some dynamics marked on your music? I think you do. Loud and then softer. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. We want to be sure and do that so we really hear them right. Can you start right on that C sharp and then go on with your run? Keep going, keep going. Okay, now, here, lift on this. It isn't just fall. Not that way. It's a long, long pattern, but it's not all legato. It's... Got it?
Okay.
Okay, start there then. Okay, now sing out on that melody.
Okay.
Really play it like a melody. It's really a beautiful melody. So you have to do that. Can you start right there? Yeah?
Yeah. At where the bass.
Right on that G sharp bass. Go on.
Keep going.
Okay. Is there any way that you could plan your bellows so that you end that big section in? So that you're closed?
Okay.
Maybe?
I can try that.
You could probably plan that, couldn't you? Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's sort of important because that's the whole piece right there, the whole first section. So we're going to close those bellows and now you start a new one. And then you start out again, okay? Start now on the lento.
Okay.
Now I know Magnani breaks here, and I can't always hear. If you maybe just once you get to the chord, then just hold on to the chord and play the run, okay? Does Magnani switch? Does he switch on that run?
To just the chord?
Huh?
Switch.
To the right hand. Does he put on some middle reeds there?
No.
Or does he leave it on? He leaves it on master.
He leaves it on
We
master.
want to be able to hear you for sure. Okay.
Okay.
So maybe just in the left hand, once you then just let go and hold just the D major chord while you play the run. Okay. Let's hear that line again. The very first one. But I want you to keep going up. Let me hear a crescendo there. I want to hear that.
Okay.
You know?
I think it's marked.
Oh, that's okay. But I want to hear every note, and I'm not always hearing it. Okay? Okay, wait a minute. I have to look at your music because I don't play that arrangement. Okay, so he lets go of your left hand for that very top note.
Yes.
I want you to do this, yes? But don't keep holding on to your chord. He lets that by itself. So that's different. Don't hurry on your lento. I played a little bit differently. That's okay. You keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, and then you've got bellows really out of a long ways.
Yeah.
But you can work that. The whole next line will get you in. So it works out pretty well if you do it that way. He's given you a chance. Well, not really. There's not really a time for you to change your bellows either in that. Okay, let's just stick with that one line for the moment. And I want to be sure that I hear something maybe a little more schmaltzy on that. Okay, go again. Go on, it's okay.
Keep going.
Go on. Okay, I'm going to play this section for you. And it'll be a little bit different from what you have, but you can tell something about the phrasing and something more about it, okay? Don't hurry, especially since you're changing your bellows there. be so long at the end of each cadenza, or get us back, you know, always have something happening. What I did, if you could tell, when I got to the top note, I kept as long as I wanted to on that and my chord, and then I kept holding my chord just an ounce longer while I got the switch and was ready to go again. Okay?
Okay.
Now, let's start the moderato in the next section. Okay? Now you really have to hear. I got to run this. You know, we want to hear. Yeah? Let me hear that left hand for the moment. Just the left hand. A little punch on each note. Good. Now, put your right hand with it.
Okay.
Okay, stop right there. Let me hear your right hand. Beatrice, I have accents. He put accents on every one of those, and so did Gallerini. Right? Can you do it again right there? Just do your right hand. Put some accents on those. Then, yeah, but then don't be in a hurry. Mine's a little bit different, that's fine. Now go back, let's see. Go back to the very last time before you had your fermata. Then, now, I want to hear that, okay? Go. Then, you hear some sound, big, whole orchestra.
Okay.
Right there. Go ahead.
Okay. Oops. Can I start that section? Could I start that section over?
Start that vivace right there again if you want to.
Okay.
Beatrice, can you make these more detached? Good and solid, not slurred. again for me. Okay. Have you had this by memory a long time?
Have I had this? What did you say?
Have you had it by memory for a long time, or are you still sort of working on memory?
I've had it for a little while, not too
long. A little while. Okay.
Yeah.
You play very well, of course. I've known you for a while, and you played the Gallerini, the third movement with the orchestra, and played it with us at ATG, and always did a great job. Everything I've ever heard you do, you do well. I know that you're also a pretty good sight reader, because once in a while I've had to have you help out in some sections without much preparation. What are you working on besides this piece?
Not a whole lot.
Not anything else at all?
I'm just kind of working on some easy stuff with the accordion orchestra, but not.
I'm having a hard time hearing you, but I urge you to be working on more than one piece at a time.
Okay.
One piece will work on certain techniques and use certain buttons and keys, emotions, while another piece might give you other kinds of things that you need to be a good musician. So it's always good to be working on more than one piece at a time. And I don't know if you try to memorize everything you learn. That's great, that's a lofty idea, but I wouldn't say that you have to memorize everything in order to play a lot of repertoire. So be sure, get 2 or 3 or 4 pieces, you know, and some of those pieces could be maybe a little easier and something a little bit harder that would make you work a little harder. What about your left hand? I couldn't tell from where we are, where we're seated and everything. Do you have a Freebase in the left hand?
Yes, I do.
Are you playing any music with Freebase?
Not at the moment.
Not at the moment. Well, that's something else I urge you to do. Even if it's easy stuff, do something with Freebase all the time. There are so many jobs out there where people need accordionists who know how to play some kind of Freebase. And it doesn't matter which Freebase it is, you know, I have my preferences these days, but if that's what you have, you work with what you have. And some jobs you wouldn't be able to play at all because it's just too difficult on that system that you have. But there are other jobs that you could play. And if there's a lot of wonderful chamber music, and when I say chamber music, I mean any kind of music that you might play with one or more instruments that are not accordionists. And it's wonderful to do that, and especially you know about that because you played oboe, and you know what it means to play with other instruments. You've had to do that, of course, all your time. I urge you to try to do that. Use that left hand as much as you can, and you will be able to play more jobs if you want to, and if you don't want to, at least you can play a lot of music that you ordinarily would not be able to do if you didn't use your Freebase. So I urge you to try that as much as you can, okay? You're a wonderful musician. I don't know if you heard anything at all on this today that's different than what you're doing, but it's a great piece and you can use it for all kinds of things. and you're on a good track for it. Do you listen to recordings?
Yes.
Okay. You know, there are lots and lots of recordings out there of this piece. Instrumental, orchestral, piano solo, all kinds of things. Accordion, I'm sure you know. Put a little more accent. Don't slur things if it's not slurred, you know, like those. See if you can keep those detached or staccato even. Yeah. We'll quit. Thank you very much for being our brave first player on our series here, okay? Thank you.
Thank you, Aaron. Thank you.
So thank you, Beatrice and Joanne. Thank you very much for that. So I saw in the chat a couple of questions were being asked. I can answer one quickly. Someone asked if we were having if there were any exams available in the United States. And the ATG is working on that. There will be a syllabus coming out in the coming months. And so you will see that soon. That's another plus to becoming a member. And whether or not we'll have exams, I think that is still under consideration with the board. So can't answer that yet, but do know it's all in our process. It's in our brains. Someone else asked, they wanted to know where these performers were from and who they studied with. So Beatrice was my student when she was in high school. When she went off to college, she was on her own, doing her own thing. So we haven't worked together in a while, except for Thursday night. We got together for a little bit. Other than that, she's been on her own.
Well, I'd like to say something about taking lessons. I think we have a lot of people playing the accordion today who are just coming back to it, maybe after being away for a while. I think they need to take some lessons from somebody. It doesn't matter. There are lots of good teachers out there who are working today. And if you just take one lesson with them, I think you might get some good ideas about maybe what you're missing in your teaching or what you've forgotten about that you could do when you were 15 and can't do now that you're 55 or something. A teacher can point out some of those things. My husband was a voice professor. Voice students never, ever stop taking lessons. They never stop. Even after they're singing lead roles in opera productions all over the world, they go back and take a class with a teacher someplace. And maybe it's only one lesson. You know, they spend a good hour with them or 2 hours or whatever. And I urge accordion players to be more like that too. Don't just stop. Take a lesson now and then. It will really inspire you, I think, to do better, and will show you some new things that maybe you don't know about. Anyway, that's a little plug for teachers all over the United States and Canada. We've got some good teachers out there, and many of them are teaching online today. So whatever.
That's true.
Next student, eh?
Pardon me? Thank you. Thank you, Joanne. And yes, now we have this happening. I mean, COVID has brought many difficulties, but it also has brought us some positive things. And learning that this online availability is here is a plus for all of us, I think. So our next performer is Tazia Markle. She's a student of Ken Baird, who was also here in Illinois. Tazia started playing the piano around age 7. In the 5th grade, she began her study of the clarinet at school. Around this time, her older sister went to college and left her accordion at home. So Tazia began to take lessons with Ken Baird. We are so pleased and blessed to know him. She is currently 15 years old and a high school sophomore at Cary Grove High School, and she plans to study journalism or law in the future.
Good. Tazia, let's hear you.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Where is Tazia?
Is my microphone working? Oh.
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you, Tazia.
Okay, my bad. Sorry.
Can you see her, Joanne?
Not yet.
Say something loud, Tazia.
There we see her.
Okay.
Now we see her. Tasha is going to play Semper Fidelis by that famous composer of marches, John Philip Sousa. Yes?
Yes.
Do I understand that you learned this piece on your own?
The majority of it, I haven't had a lesson in probably like 3 weeks, I think. So I've been just working on it.
Okay, let's hear you play.
Okay.
I'm going to start at the very end, first of all. Will you please tell me, at the top of your last page, in the second ending, what are the names of those last three notes?
So that's B flat, A.
I can't hear you.
B flat, A, and G.
On your last page of music.
On the second ending? Oh, sorry. A, C, and F.
A, C, and F. Is that what you played? Now, yeah, okay, now go on. Right hand.
Starting from like the second line?
Start right on that second ending. Wait a minute. What are those notes? B flat E and B flat D. Okay, so every time.
Okay.
Got it? Yeah, okay. Now let's go back to the very first page.
Okay.
The very first page. I think there's a spot in there that you probably need to come up with some better fingering. That is really difficult for anybody to play. On your very last line, when you have, and he has a B flat with your thumb, right?
Yeah.
And then a B natural with your thumb, and then a jump down to a B with your thumb, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you see the problem. Why don't you try playing like it's marked 2-4, okay, then a 3-5, and how about a 2-5 maybe? Instead of a 1-3, try 2-5. And then maybe you could go 3-5. Try that, a 2 and a 5, and then to a 3 and a 5. You're in the first measure, beginning on the second count. Last line, first measure. Wait, slowly. Tazia, can you see me?
Yes.
You can. Okay, you've got E and a G, right? Okay, now you've got a B flat and an E.
Yes.
Play it with 2 and 5.
Okay.
Try that 2 and a 5. And then play a 3 and a 5 when you go to the B and the D. Do that. No, you're not doing it right. Start on the second count. Play the B flat E with 2 and 5. Now the next measure, play B natural and D with 3 and 5. 3 and 5. D, it's a B and a D with 3 and 5. Right, play it. Now go this way. Good. Now, that means you've got a thumb ready to hop down here and play a B, right? Try that for me, just the right hand. And then come down. Good. Do it again and try to stay. Okay. You know, Palmer and Hughes are fantastic, wonderful. Those books are, you know, they really are world sellers all over. Everybody knows Palmer and Hughes. But even they sometimes maybe got in a hurry and didn't always consider every little thing. I think if you change that fingering, that would fix this page a whole lot. Now, what about a march? You've been playing clarinet at school, right?
Yes. For a while.
Sometimes, right? So you've played some marches, have you?
Yeah, we have a few. We have played a few.
I can't hear a thing you're saying.
We've played a few.
Well, I still can't hear. Can you play your left hand, please, like it's marked? And if you use the fingering that they have marked, it works. Watch me. Look. And if you can't reach that with a second finger, you can play that diminished with a thumb. Nobody cares. But put a 4 and 3 on your first two notes. 4 and 3. 4 and 3. Yeah. Now play 2 and 4. And then stay there. Don't move. Leave your third finger on the G major chord, because you're not really slurring that. Okay, now slur it. Don't let go. Watch me. Hear the slur? Then stay there. Do that for me, please. you can do that. Okay, a march is a dance, really. It's a form of dance. So that means a good march, I think they try 120 to the quarter note these days. So whatever it is, once you start, no matter what else you do, what do you have to do? You have to hold the beat, right? Okay, let's start the very beginning then, the very beginning. So 1, 2. Sometimes you rush and sometimes you slow down. I want you to start right here. And hold absolutely a beat, okay? Right on those pickup notes. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1. Yes? Okay. Could I hear you play? How about the second measure and the third line down? I want to hear that much, really. Aha. Look at that left hand. That slurs from C, B, C, D. Okay, you want up there with your second finger. It works. You can do that. I've done that. And hop back. That's okay. But you could slur back there with your third. And reach up with your third finger. Third. Did you understand?
Yep.
Okay, so 3, 4, and then your fourth finger on the E. Now let's hear that left hand. Okay, once again, all by yourself. Let me hear it. On the C bass. No. 4, listen. 4, and then up. 4, 4, 3, 4, 4. Now, get your fourth finger on C bass.
Okay.
Yeah. Down on a 3 on B. Okay, but you got to slur. Yeah, A, not A, D. D. Okay. Well, if you can do it, if you have to.
Sorry.
You can work on it at home. Do you understand what I'm trying to get you to do?
Yeah.
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 There's no way you can slur from C with your third finger to a D with your third finger. That won't work. And okay. Next page. Let's see what we can talk about there. Okay. So you hear those notes? Okay. There's an accent on each one of them, right? But it's not that way. It's put an attack on each note. Start right at the top of the page.
Okay.
Okay, how do you get that? We're gonna do something with our bellows. Look, see what I did?
Yep.
Attack with your bellows.
Okay.
Good. Now make them longer. Make them longer so they sing. They gotta sing. Now keep going. Keep going.
Can I start from the beginning? Okay.
on the third line, right on the line. No, you should have your third finger on A bass and your second finger on G sharp.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead, keep going. Okay. Where do you see any slurs? You don't see a slur there, do you? Okay. How about, what fingering are you using in the third measure? In the left hand.
4, 4, 5.
Did you use that? 3 and 4? And then over, right? Okay, start that line again. Play the whole line for me. 1, 2. But no slur. Now, go. Next page. Go. Stop. Did you hear a little legato there? There's nothing there like that, right?
Yeah.
No, there are no legatos. Right? And left hand solid. That's kind of hard to do, really, to keep it absolutely even. Okay, go on to the next section. Start right there. Tazia,
Yes.
just play the right hand. No slur.
Okay.
And you know, you're trying to get people to march to this. That's her. Right hand only. Yeah, sissy. You kind of, right? I'd call that kind of a sissy. Now, those pickup notes got to be. Do that for me. Watch me. Can you do this without watching your keys?
Just playing the same chord.
It's an F chord. You could do it on C, but we've got an F, so let's do that. Just do an FAC. FAC. Next inversion. Okay, now look at me. Look at me. Do it again and don't look at your fingers.
Sorry.
Okay, so that's something you could work on, isn't it? Yeah,
For
and
sure.
then that means that when you play this, you wouldn't have to look down and find it with your eyes before you played it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. let me hear your left hand only, starting on the bass solo. Right there, 1, 2. Okay, good, good. So you know all those notes and you're using good fingering, everything's fine. Can you put a little more punch on them and make them longer? And then faster. Do that for me. Make them longer. No slur though, no slur. Do it again. No slur. Look, if worse comes to worse, I'd rather you play them staccato. Really, don't slur. But it's just something you could work on this as you improve the piece, okay? Okay. Well, can you try both hands? Just that much. Okay, wait a minute. Normally, I think you'd start your bellows out on that phrase. And probably you're going to have to come in on the next 2 measures. Now you're going to go out 2 again, right? And then you're coming into, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I think you ought to do that. Just make a habit of always doing it exactly the same way. One more time for me, please. Going out there, because those are pickup notes for. In. I think you'll need to come in, probably. Remember, you're going to get so you can play this without looking at your keys.
Yeah.
Just really so you can move any way you want to without looking. Next page, let's see what we got. Okay, so we were going to be sure about those notes. Now you were right on those. It was these. We're going to fix those. Yeah, okay, so start your second ending.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Good, good. You did a good job. It's a hard piece, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is, and it's got some great bass solos in it. You're almost finished with it, but not quite.
Okay.
Right?
Thank
It was really nice to have you play for me.
you. Thank you.
And I'm glad you're playing the accordion.
Oh,
We
yeah.
need good accordion players. You did a good job. Thank you.
Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Let's see if we can get another one in here.
Yes. Okay. So thank you, Tasha. I'd like to take a quick moment, if I could, to introduce some of the board members that I know are here. Liz Finch is here. Can you highlight her to wave at us, possibly, Ken? Liz is our first vice president. She is from California.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna want to wait for me to try and find
Okay.
everybody.
Okay. All right. All right. If you find any of them, just highlight them and
Okay.
I'll announce them then. Okay, our second vice president is Beverly Fess from Canada, and I know that she is here as well.
Hi, everybody.
There we go.
There she is.
Yep. Hey, Liz, say hi.
Yeah, that's the key.
There she is. There's
That's what works is when you say hi. Yeah. So
Okay.
hello.
There's Liz. All right, and we just heard from Bev. Ken Barrett, who's controlling the electronics here, he's with us. He's from Illinois also. He's here. He's our treasurer. And then our executive secretary is Esther Lanting. And
Hi, everybody.
there we go. She will be the teacher of the next student that is about to perform. I saw Joanna Arnold Darrow here too.
Hi, I'm here.
Okay. Donna D. Ray, I'm not sure if I saw her or not. And Kevin Friedrich, I don't think I saw him. Helmy Harrington, I believe I saw her here from Wisconsin. Gordon Cole, I don't think I saw from California. Karen Lee, I did see her from California. Karen, are you there?
Hi.
Oh, Karen.
Corey Pesaturo from Rhode Island. Corey, are you out there? Well, he was for a little while. Joe Natoli, I know I saw Joe. Are you there, Joe?
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Amy Jo Sawyer, are you out there? She's from Illinois too. Betty Jo Simon from Kansas. Well, I saw Betty Jo. Joanne, of course, is on the board, and Stas Venglevsky from Wisconsin. So those are our board members, and we are all working hard to bring good things for accordion teachers and accordionists. That's our goal. Okay. Oh, one more thing, so I don't forget. In case you are so inclined, all donations would, of course, be welcomed. If you wish to go to our website and make a donation, that would be lovely. But even more important, in my opinion, is that you maintain membership, because there are going to be so many good things coming. We are working very hard, and our festival is going to introduce some new fun things too. Well, I'll save it for the next break. I have two other things to announce of what's coming in October and November. All right, Zach Grindle is a student of Esther Lanting, and I believe they're in Indiana. He's a 15-year-old sophomore in high school, been taking lessons for about 6 years. At Fairfield High School, he plays in the jazz band, the show choir, pit band, concert band, and pep band. He plays bass accordion, keyboard, and percussion. With the accordion, he likes classical music the best. A favorite song to play is Gallerini's arrangement of Orpheus in the Underworld. He knows a lot about electronic stuff and likes to ride bikes. He is undecided regarding future plans. Joanne?
I think he's playing Chartist.
There we go.
Okay. That's a difficult piece, isn't it?
Yes, yeah.
Yes, it is. It's a difficult piece, and you learn a lot of things in this one piece.
Yeah.
Do you know anything at all about the composer?
All that he composed it in the early 1900s, and
yeah.
He was from Italy.
Do you know what instruments he played?
I think violin. That's pretty much all I know.
Yeah, he also played mandolin.
Mm.
This piece sometimes is played on mandolin. You did a good job, Zach. It's a hard piece. I'm going to go back to one place where I think you probably are not watching some little details, and then we'll work on some other things. Go back to the section on your page marked 5. So I think it's the 3rd page, really, where it says, well, the molto meno and then the quasi lento.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Would you look at the right hand only on the first one, on the molto meno? Would you play that for me? Only the right hand.
All right.
Wait. Zach. In the 2nd measure, look at those bottom notes. They're quarter notes, aren't they?
Oh, yeah.
That means you've got a 3-note chord on, and the same thing. me, please. Right hand only. Now the same thing. Good, good. Now, let me hear you play the third line. Let me hear you play. Are you tying the G?
Sorry, pardon?
In the second measure on that line, are you tying that G with your second finger? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, I'm trying to. Oh, yeah.
That's okay, but really. Yeah, okay. And then all through that line, you've got other places where. Yes, and the next line, fourth line down, third measure, you've got a C sharp and a G there. Right?
Yeah.
And so all along there, you need to watch those quarter notes.
All right.
And all through the next line too. In fact, that whole couple of sections there, we need to do that.
All right.
Okay, now let's go back one page before this, where you start like Allegretto vivace, the first time you play fast. Fine, now what happens? And then you've got movement. See the movement?
Oh.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'd like to always hear that left hand. It's those basses when they change, it's kind of a little counter melody there in a way if you bring it out, okay? And of course, we know what's hard about this. That right hand, you know, playing detach, that's such a cinch for the violinist, but for us, that's a lot of work. You know, every time, it's not, you gotta really work on that hard. Can you start right on that page? Start right there for me. Okay, let me hear the third measure. Hear how I do that? Let go your bottom two notes right quick so you can go to a slur. Hear the slur?
Yeah. Wait, are we on the
third
page
measure
4?
on this page? 1, 2, and a 5, just like it's marked, but then lift up on the bottom, just you know, just it's so we can hear that slur. Do that for me. I can't hear it very well. Do it really slow, like that. I can't hear it. I don't know. Maybe everybody else can hear that.
You're kind of choking there, Zach. Maybe not play it quite so loud. The sound is kind of choking on you.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm doing?
Yeah.
Okay, you can work on that. Okay, and then we know the next section, the same thing goes with that left. By the way, are you playing a major with the 7th chord on that C?
No.
No, okay, I'll point this out to everybody who's listening. This arrangement by Gallerini is really a superb arrangement. It's so much better than others that I've seen. You know, when we have a seventh chord and we play it, we're missing the fifth. And Gallerini, every time that it was meant to be in there, he put it in. And that's why the full chord notation is so wonderful. Sometimes he went through and marked it for us to play a seventh and a major. But this place he didn't. By that time, I think he knew you knew that. There's a certain fullness of it is just wonderful, you know. It's the same thing like on the Malagueña too. Magnani didn't do that, you know. He just played the C sharp bass and the major and not. I mean, you can tell a big difference in that. So I think if you're not doing it, be sure you do every time in this piece because he did mark it that way. Okay. Molto meno. What does that mean? Molto meno.
Much more.
Molto means
Much.
much, and meno less.
Oh, much less.
So in other words, you were playing fast. Yeah, at least that tempo. So now it's slower. This piece has about 8 or 9 tempo changes in the piece. That's very unusual. And sometimes we didn't always do that. If you look, well, on this page, you're playing fast and then molto meno. But then it says meno quasi lento. And by the way, your grace notes need to go fast. And it's a little slower than the section before. And on the next page, it says Allegro vivace. Well, for me, that's still kind of slow. I can't play Allegro vivace and get all over, you know, really well without practice. So anyway, then we come to a poco rallentando, and then it says Allegretto. Allegretto is really slower than an Allegro vivace, isn't it?
Okay, yeah.
Really slow down there much.
Yeah.
If you do it, then that gives you a chance that you can play the più presto on the next page with the accelerando. So all of those tempo markings that Gallerini marked in there, if you can pay attention to them, it really does help set up this great fast ending, you know? Now, let's go back to the very first page. Very first page. Diminished in a minor. And a diminished and a minor together, right?
Yeah.
Chords. You did a good job on this page. I want you to do it again for me now, the whole page. Okay, but now that's got to be 1, 2, 1, and then right into that. You can't wait. So out, in, then switch hurriedly. Right notes.
So should I go?
Do that for
Should
me.
Sean, on the first measure, should I go out and then in, and then on the second measure, all the way out?
That's right. That's right.
All right.
Is that what you have marked? That's what you played.
Oh, I thought I did measure 1 out, measure 2 in.
Yes, that's right. Oh, the measure 2. I thought you did the second count in.
No.
Okay. You could probably do it that way. And then what do? Go out or in on your run?
Out.
Out on the whole run, huh?
Yeah.
Well, it's okay. You know, it's okay. I just like it a different way, but that's fine. No problem. Okay, do it for me now. Okay, now, not like that. Not fast and clean, not. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, but you got to do something there. And you can hear on the violin when they play it, you know, there's no movement, so it's just they don't hold it. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
You can hear it?
Yeah.
I think it's a good place to put it. There are several places in this one section that you can do that on the long notes. Hear it? And again. Then you're off to the races. Okay, let's hear you go. Let me play. I think you're anxious to play your grace notes. You're kind of like that instead of. Sometimes grace notes are fast, like we know on the next page. You know, they are, yeah. But here, I think you need to hold on to them and emote a little bit more on them. Same thing down on your next line or the section. Yeah, just take your time a little bit more. I think we're getting way behind.
Do that section?
Yeah.
All right.
Start that section. Good. Now start that. I want to hear that go up. Take a crescendo. Don't worry about tempo or anything right now. Just go. Go up to that note. I didn't hear it. I think maybe it cuts out or something. At any rate, can you hear when I go up? Okay, that's what I'd like for you to do. Hear it? Okay, try.
That's crescendo wise, you're saying?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Good, good. Okay, and then you do it the same thing on this. Oh, you go to that E. Yes, and then not too fast.
There, yeah.
And off, and then, and you can go faster, but it's really slow there. Yeah. I think I have one more student I'm supposed to be listening to. Did I give you any ideas at all?
Yes, yes.
By the way, you had given me 2 other pieces that you were working on.
Yeah, one other in case we ran out of, or we had too much time.
Okay. Laura's theme, right?
Or the concerto.
Rachmaninoff.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've got a couple of good pieces there. I tell you that first line on the Laura's theme, I can't, my fingers will not slur and do some of the things that he's got up in there. So I figured a way it's much easier, I mean, finger-wise, but I think you're going to have trouble playing that exactly as it is, playing double notes. I would suggest that you don't play double notes. Play a 4 and a 3 and a 2, like that, instead of going 3 and 2, and you can do it. That's hard though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can do it, but if you have to, it wouldn't be the end of the world if you just... Okay, we'll quit. Thank you very, very much for playing for me. It was a pleasure. You're very good. Very good. Okay, Joyce is next, right?
She is indeed. So let me just take 2 seconds and make one more announcement, and then I will introduce Joyce. So I just want to let you all know another reason to hang with us. We've got some great events coming up. In October, on October 24th, we will have a presentation by Corey Pesaturo. On November 22nd, Jeff Lisenby will be with us. And on December 12th, that is going to be a great fun. We're going to have a holiday party, general membership meeting, bring your own beverage, and we have a huge surprise for you that will happen on that date that I will not share with you yet. So keep an eye on our website. So we all have to start somewhere, right? So now here in Chicago, we've got an awful lot going on with the accordion. And students that are coming back after maybe many, many years of not playing. So this is, you're going to now meet Joyce. Joyce, as a 5th grader, started accordion lessons at Robert Halter's Music School in South Suburban Chicago, leaving lessons behind when she went off to high school. While she would occasionally bring out her accordion through the years, she hadn't studied or played seriously for 50 years until she started lessons recently with me in September of 2019. I'm delighted to have Joyce with us. She joined our Chicagoland Accordion Academy accordion band, and we are having a great time there. Joyce currently works as a writer and editor, but is looking forward to retirement in a few years when she plans to have lots of time and opportunity to play this beloved instrument. So one thing I wanted to share with you that I just learned, Joyce apparently when she started playing went to her personal trainer and said, okay, this is what I have to play, tell me what I need to do to get ready to do that. So without further ado, I leave it to you, Joyce and Joanne. I'm out.
Hello, everybody. Yeah, I just want to add a comment onto that. I must have been a really strong 12-year-old because when I picked the accordion up again last year, it seemed really heavy to me.
Yeah,
So,
they get heavier as you get older. I can tell you
yeah,
that.
and the little arthritis in the fingers too.
Yeah, yeah. What are you going to play first?
I'd like to play Over the Rainbow, which I think is thematically a great song for this crazy time that we're in.
Okay, let's hear it. This is a Pietro Darrow Jr. arrangement, folks, and it has a lot of changes. You're going to play another piece for me, right?
If you'd like, sure.
I'd like to hear it, and then depending on what I do with it, I'd like to come back to this one for just a little bit and give you a couple of ideas that you might work on, okay? But let's hear Soldier's Joy, yes?
Yes.
You're doing the right thing there. You're okay. You know, in the competitions, this is one of those pieces that's a wonderful competition piece for young kids, you know, or older adults or whoever is just getting started and trying to have some good technique. That fingering, you know, there's no other better fingering. I've tried finding better fingering than moving that fifth finger from the C to the B, you know. It's so yeah, the C to the B, the fifth finger. The fifth finger is the right one. I mean, they've got it right. you didn't have trouble so much there as you did though on that third finger triplet for some reason.
I'm just nervous. I have to lead into it.
Just one to the D, slur. And you try too. I noticed that on the phrasing, but you had a little trouble right there. Really and truly, that one you would be coming in. And then this next two measures, two notes should go out, shouldn't they? If it's going to match the rest of your line. So I think you just need to keep working on that. The reason this is so good, this piece, is because it has dynamics that you have to watch the dynamics. You have to watch the accents. You have to do that, or else it's a dull piece, because it's just the same thing over and over and over again. But when you watch everything, and when you can get your fingers to work and not play staccato and not play slurred, but to play sustained but detached, and really use good solid, attacks with fingers, it's wonderful. It's a good exercise piece. Even if you don't use it for anything except an exercise, it's perfect for that. But you tried watching all of your dynamics. You tried watching your bellows. You got a little trouble on that. Other than that, really, you're certainly doing a fine job on that one.
Thank you.
That's a hard piece. On Over the Rainbow, I suggest that you can do something maybe a little bit harder and make this sound more like the original. In the first measure, can you please play C bass, C chord like it's marked, and then can you jump up to E bass and play an A minor chord? So it's like, and then like that. Can you do that? A minor. Yes. Okay. And the next measure, could you please play, just stay there, E and E minor, and then E again, and then come on back down to your C7. That's what, that whole section. So what do we got? Let's see. And jump up. And then go. And go back. I think you can do all of that. It's a lot of jumping, but you can do it. Okay, in your second measure, Joyce, play an E and an E minor. Like that. E and E minor. And then jump back down and play. You need to play the E again if you can, and then a C7. Although we could do something different. So it's E, E minor, E bass, and then jump down to C7. And the reason I think you can do it is because you've got markings on C and E, right? Yeah. Okay, that is not better. You can do it. That I think somebody was writing it down for you. But it's so easy, and it'll make it sound more like the original. Okay? And then, if you want to put a little bass solo or a little chord, I don't know what you're doing, like on your endings, but like on your second line. Play a D and D minor there. And then the same thing again. See what I did? Instead of resting, now D and D minor, and your second line down, the last measure.
Okay, are you talking about that first ending? I'm lost.
You got a C and C major.
No, where I don't know where you are. That first ending?
You're on Rainbow, the second line, first page, second line, the last measure.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so instead of just sitting there, if you want to add a little something to it, On the third beat, you could add a D and a D minor. You can do that. Play for one count. And get off. And then off. And then you're off to the races, okay? And then, last page, your very last two measures in the piece. Instead of just sitting there on that C, G, C, use your third finger on C, and then go across and play E with your third finger. And now right below it is A with your fourth finger. And your second finger's on G. C. So C. So instead of just sitting. And you could probably even add an E below that high C in your right hand. That's why this piece, you can't do that maybe with, you know, people who have never played before or they can't catch on. But I can tell by what you're playing for me that you can add a few little things around. So I encourage you to do that. And if you know, use your ear a little bit and listen to it and see, well, that sounds kind of weird. See if you can come up with something, right? And I don't know if you've ever played any scales or chords or anything like that. You have, okay. You can tell. Sometimes you're going to add a third below the melody line, or you're going to add a sixth below. Those are good starting points. And it's wonderful for everybody to start adding a little something. I was always afraid to do that because I thought, oh, I'm going to make a mistake. And I wasn't encouraged to do it. So it took me a long time to feel that it was okay if I wanted to add something below, especially on a piece like this. You can do it. And you played it very, very well.
Thank you.
Very nice. Some people try to play it too slowly, and then of course, you remember it's a song and they have to sing. Well, they have to breathe someday, you know. So you have to really kind of watch those phrases, and you did very, very well. Good job. Thank you for playing. I look forward to hearing you again.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, I'm late. I'm sorry. We'll quit.
All right. Thank you so much to all of the performers, and thank you so much to Professor Sommers. I guess, Joanne, do you want to take any questions, or do we?
I will. If anybody wants to talk about something, I'm always willing to talk a little bit.
Okay, so just a reminder in case people sign off, I just want to remind you about the upcoming events. October 24th, Corey Pesaturo, November 22nd, Jeff Lisenby, and December 12th, our holiday event. You will not want to miss that. Bring your own beverage. Okay, so anything else, Board of Directors, that I have missed announcing or that needs to be said right now?
No, but I have a question for Joanne when she's ready.
Okay.
Just one thing about our holiday, it's only for members of the association, that one, right?
That is correct. It is membership. So there's another reason to join, folks. You won't want to miss out on the fun, I can assure you.
Marianne, what time will it be? Because I'm planning an accordion Zoom event for our own students that day as well. I don't want to conflict with yours.
Okay, I don't think we actually, well, what have we been doing? We've typically been doing like 3 o'clock, right? 4, didn't we say 4 maybe? I think we might have said 4 Central Time. Yes, that is what we said, 4 Central Time.
We have a question in the chat.
Okay.
Karen Lee was asking, sorry about my voice, everybody. I'm trying to get it back. Karen Lee just asked, what kind of freebase would be the easiest to start, to try first?
If you're going to start on Freebase and you don't have to work with something that that you already have and you can't buy anything else. I really think you should be sure you start on a chromatic left hand. And my own, I've had people on both the C chromatic, also on B chromatic. And I believe in the B system. And the reason I believe in B system is that it's like piano. Your fifth finger is on the low notes on B system. So then you've got stronger fingers, your twos and threes, up here on the more active notes. So personally, in my heart, if I had to start over, I'd start on a B. But that's not the way it was in my day. And when my daughter, I put her on a chromatic right away. And after she learned on a 12 bass, we could not get a chromatic instrument at all. I mean, I wanted both hands chromatic. You don't have to have that, certainly. You know, a lot of people play a piano accordion and chromatic left hand. So she played a C chromatic. And most of my people who played chromatic played C chromatics in the left hand. But you can certainly play a B chromatic in the left hand. If you have a Titano and you have a Freebase, then that's the thing to learn. You know, that's the thing to learn. Whatever you have, you make work. That'll be fine.
Joanne, someone asked for your thoughts on the Machino system.
The Machino system, I don't know a lot about. I've heard people play it for many years from the very beginning, and it has certain pluses. And I must admit that I was very impressed when George would play it for us. And there are other people who got it and learned to play some lovely Baroque music, all kinds of things immediately. I mean, they really did learn very, very quickly. And I've heard Barbara in Chicago, she used to play the Machino and she played very well in the left hand. So it has great advantages, you know.
Hey, and Chetan would like to know, you mentioned how important it is to know and be able to play chord inversions and arpeggios. Are there good exercises or songs to teach these?
Yes, there are some good exercises to learn in both hands. And that's one thing that our syllabus committee, just 2 weeks ago, actually, I wrote to a gentleman up in Canada who has some books out that work for both Freebase and for Stradella. And on our new syllabus, we're trying very hard to have 3 things in the test part of it. When we say you have to play a solo and you can select what you're going to play, we're trying to have a list that has just nothing but Stradella, and then we have a list that has nothing but chromatic in the left hand, and then we have a list that has both, I shouldn't say chromatic, I should have said all Freebase in the left hand, and then we have a list that has some Freebase and some Stradella, because we have lots of great pieces like that. So we're trying to have 3 lists with lots of music in it. And then the people who are using the syllabus can use those examples and find what works easiest for them. And we're trying to do the same thing with pieces for right hand as much as possible. But we want to encourage people to learn how to use that Freebase, if they can, in the left hand. Some people don't want to bother with that. That's fine, you know, that's fine. But if you're if you're a teacher and you've got a young kid coming up, then probably it's a good idea to get them started right away. In Europe, many times they start them on Freebase in the left hand instead of Stradella. And some teachers don't believe in that. I don't think it's necessary. I think the main thing when they start a student is you get them to playing as soon as possible. You want them to learn to play and how to pull those bellows and read notes, no matter what your system is. So, anything else, Ken?
I believe Liz asked if you could talk about left-hand fingering preferences.
Left-hand fingering. Oh, yeah, I do have a preference there, and I think it's strong. I see some people, of course, forever, not just now, they're playing 4-3, and that's fine. Sometimes we do that. But then when you go to the alternate bass and they play a 2, like on G, and come back and play C chord with a third, like that, 4-3, 2-3, I don't think that's a good example. We get so we use any finger that's available. It's true. Thumbs, I've played so many thumbs on diminished rows now, whether it's freebase or just a diminished chord. We do that. There's nothing wrong with that. Lots of people use their thumb. But if you're just starting like that, I think you should be using 3 and 2. And then if you have a seventh, if you want to play 3-2-2, 3-2-2, or if you want to play 4-2-2, 3-2-2, that's okay. You're not backwards then. At least your third finger's there, 4-2, and your third finger's there. But when you're playing a major chord, I think it's a little weird. And then when you have to move, you have to jump like that, So I think 3 and 2 and just move up to 3 and back down again is the best way to start. And then after that, use what you can use.
Thanks, Jen. Let's call this our last question. Brian Berlin, you have a question?
Yeah, so my question was, when I was watching Joyce, she was using, can you hear me? Yes or no, can you hear me?
Yes.
Not well, you can tell me.
Okay, I'll talk really loud. When I was watching Joyce, she was doing almost a violin or vibrato. Can you talk about vibrato and expression on the accordion?
It's lovely. You can't do it on every single note because we don't need to do that. We can keep it in tune and hold it. But sometimes on a long note, like we talked about on that Chartist, the violinist always puts that extra vibrato on there. And that's something we can do, just a little bit of it. My orchestras, many times when we had orchestral pieces, we did that over in the string section. And one person can't make a difference really in an orchestra much. But the one thing it does do, Brian, I think, it makes us think about the beauty of sound. And it's not just plunking down a key and yanking on the bellows, but you're controlling it just a little bit. That's a little bit of it. And I think that people sometimes in orchestra, if they do that on certain notes, if they're playing over in a string section, when they do it like the violinist might do it, I think it makes them try to play more expressively. And they follow a musical line a little bit better, I think. Now, that sort of goes in with what I know about switches too. Sometimes we have people argue and say they can't tell the difference in one middle reed and 2 middle reeds. Or they can't tell the difference in 1 middle and a high and 2 middles and a high. But I think the player can. And I think that influences the way you play those notes. And so if somebody in the audience can't quite tell the difference in a middle and a high and 2 middles and a high every time, I think the player can. And it encourages them to play maybe a little bit differently. So it's important to do if you have the switches and if you have the way to how to play a vibrato. Now, some people don't do that with the finger. They do it over here. If their left hand is not busy, they can do this. Yeah. And that's fine. Wonderful. Sometimes it's really beautiful. I've heard piazzolla that is just melts your heart. It's so beautiful, you know, and they play it so well. Does that answer anything at all? Yeah, good. Okay. Anything else?
I think we're going to conclude at this point. Ken said that would be our last question. So thank you all. We had well over 100. We had about 112 in attendance at one point. So thank you so much, Professor Sommers. Thank you to our performers, Tazia, Beatrice, Joyce, and Zach.
Yeah.
I hope you all agree. I think this was a successful event. Hopefully teachers and students alike have learned much from this 2-hour event.
Yeah, everybody did a good job. Good job.
Thank you, and we'll look forward to seeing you at our December event. Well, we'll look forward to seeing you at our October and November events, but at our December holiday event for members.
Yeah.
Bravo to everyone. Thank you.
Bravo, everybody. Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.